Today we are listing the 10 best Casio Pro Trek watches, the model that over the last 30 years has been showing over and over again that a plastic and solar cell watch can outsail, outland, and outlast other watches that cost 10 times the price of the Pro Trek. Triple sensor, tough solar charging, and MLS TD810 durability testing on all the single models on this list. This is all that can be done with Pro Trek, whether at the base of digital deception or at the apex size that can connect to a smartphone. This is the spectrum. Wait and see the first one. It is the watch which made many an automatic and Swiss quartz loyalist to reevaluate what a serious watch actually must do. Number 10, Casio Pro Trek PRG341CR. We begin with the watch that is recommended more than almost any other in the Pro Trek line, and with reason. The PRG340 is a completely digital, triple sensor watch compass. Dial naur bearing, barometric pressure, storm alarm, and altitude display. But powered by the ultra-strong tough solar, and no battery changes are ever required. The resin case is enough to hold the weight to one that you will actually forget you are wearing on a full-day hike. And the digital display holds all the sensor readings just one button press away instead of being in a submenu. There is a reason, after all, why this is the first recommendation that we tend to offer to people in regard to the first real outdoor watch. It won't ask you to pay real money to achieve the fundamentals price, $100, $140 new. The track to triple sensor technology, and evidence that track doesn't imply compromise. Number 9, Casio Pro Trek PRW31CR. Go to analog digital, and at Pro Trek, the PRW100 is where it begins to add readability to on top of raw sensor data. You have a conventional hour, minute, second analog watch face where you can read the time at a glance, with a digital display underneath that shows the compass, a barometer, altimeter, and the temperature. Tough solar once more implies unlimited power supply by surrounding sunlight, and the mix of a digital sensor and analog hands on the layout is the one that most hikers are actually happy with in the field. You do not need to switch through screens to see the time as you continue to read the altimeter. It's a watch that was designed based on the concept that a tool cannot be such that it can force you to select two pieces of information that you need at the same time. Price, $150, $200 new. The digital richness, the beauty of the analog, the hybrid design the right way. Number 8, Casio Pro Trek PRG650Y1CR. The PRG650Y is the same PRG650 architecture, but refinements the strap in resin over carbon construction, which is really important after several days on the long trail in the PRG650. Full triple sensor suite, tough solar charging, world time, 31 time zones, and a case shape created with real airflow and ventilation channels such that the case does not become a heat trap when used with a long sleeve or gloved. The architecture of its bezel and case have the unmistakable Casio Motorsport adjacent style, but what is beneath is a pure field instrument, compass with 60 seconds continuous measurement mode, altimeter recording, and plotted barometric trends you can actually read when on the move. Price, $180 to $230 new. Triple sensor watch performance made comfortable to guarantee the watch can last one day, every day. Number 7, Casio Pro Trek PRW6111CR. The PRW6100 is analog digital line grown up. This dial design is different. The case comes with firmer finish in the same triple sensor core, with a serious upgrade to energy efficiency, i.e., greater time in dim light before the watch goes into power utility mode. And it provides a sunrise/sunset data feature that is also linked to the last place you were recorded in, truly handy when you need to schedule a summit attempt, or the hike home as daylight runs out. It is rounded out with shock resistance and 100-meter water resistance, making it a watch that is just as comfortable on the pavements as on the off-roads. This is the paradigm which made many consumers believe that visual clutter did not necessarily accompany the concept of analog-digital hybrid. Price, $200 to $250 new. Upgraded dial, increased functionality, same solar dependability below. Number 6, Casio Pro Trek PRG601CR is as close to the platonic ideal of what most of us imagine when we imagine a Pro Trek. namely full analog dial, triple sensor version 3 beneath, tough solar, and a case that does not scream outdoor in your face. The creation of this sensor group resulted in a quicker compass reaction and narrower altimeter reading than the previous Pro Treks could handle. And the absence of digital elements means the analog interface demands a simple, uncluttered profile unavailable to many digital-first products. An LED backlight to read at night, a turning bezel to provide simple elapsed time, and an LED spec sheet that includes just about everything required by a day hiker or a backcountry traveler, but does not add anything no one demanded price. $172, $220 new. The analog first clean triple sensor watch that only does what it must. Nothing it must not. Number 5. Casio Pro Trek PRW 51 ACR. The point at which Pro Trek ceases to be an affordable outdoor product and begins to be a real upscale instrument. The PRW 50, the Manaslu line, naming the titanium banded case in sapphire crystal in honor of the 8th highest peak on Earth, includes a titanium case and a sapphire crystal, but is the only jump most of the Pro Treks below that level offer. Titanium implies actual weight loss as compared to stainless steel, an inherent corrosion defense under the very circumstances, sweat, moisture, temp variations, etc., that torment a watch on multi-day expeditions. The crystal is sapphire, which means the crystal cuts off any scratching that could permanently innovate the mineral glass. Below, the complete triple sensor package and tough solar powering remains identical. It is a watch designed to be worn by those who interpret the mountain aspect of the term mountain watch as an actual, literal meaning. Price, $500, $650 new. Titanium and sapphire over a triple sensor core here. Pro Trek puts up hard in competition with watches several times its cost in any race on materials. Number 4. Casio Pro Trek PRG 2701CR. The PRG 270 demonstrates the fact that Pro Trek no longer defined its compact, purely digital range as having become irrelevant even as the flagships became more flashy. Compact and lightweight compared to most of the analog digital watches in this list, it boils the experience of the triple sensor down to its leanest form. Quick sensor display, a simple interface, and a really impressive battery life due to the lack of an analog motor consuming power alongside the digital display. To trail runners and ultralight backpackers who value their grams and do not want their watch taking up more space than a compression sleeve, this is the Pro Trek that is nowhere until you are in need of altitude or barometric trend information, when it is immediately on your wrist price, $130 or $170 new. The no-compromise digital triple sensor watch made by counting ounces. Number 3. Casio Pro Trek PRW 7000 CR. The PRW 7000 takes the analog-digital hybrid system to the extreme when it comes to case and bezel engineering. With a bezel you can use with gloves on, a dial system that avoids the use of the backlight in low-light conditions and foul weather, and ergonomics about the size of a real mountaineering watch. This triple sensor package includes the more sophisticated bar graph of trend with multi-hour history, a very handy tool in forecasting the true oncoming weather instead of showing the actual pressure at the moment. Waterproof to 100 milliliters, tough solar, and a Caseworks architecture to the same MLSTD 810 shock and vibration requirements applied to Garmin outdoor lines, completes a watch that was evidently created by people who go outside rather than people who design watches about on the outside price. $300, $380 new. Mountaineering ergonomics is encircled in Casio most weather-forward sensor implementation. Number 2, Casio Pro Trek PRX 8001 AJF. This is where the new Pro Trek flagship can be distinguished out of all that follows it on this list, and much of the smartwatch competition as well. The PRX 8000 features sapphire crystal and titanium case paired with the smartphone, connected functionality of Casio, adjusting to the Casio watch's app to correct the time automatically, and to enable other features using the technology, which do not otherwise affect the appearance of the watch face. It is kept more accurate with no manual correction on a time zone, with multi-band 6 atomic timekeeping and GPS-assisted correction options. The adjacent flank polishing on the case leaves it to a finish that is well above its price range. It is the contention of Pro Trek that it is not connected and outdoors tool, honest, mutually exclusive. Price, $700-900 new. Titanium, sapphire, smartphone sync, atomic accuracy, the most full flagship Pro Trek has ever offered. Number 1, Casio Pro Trek PRG6501CR. And the watch at the top of this list is neither the most costly nor the most feature-packed. It's the one that strikes just the right balance. And that is why it has sold steadily since its debut as a bestseller. The PRG 650 incorporates the entire triple sensor version 3 package, including compass, barometer, altimeter, thermometer, packages it into a truly comfortable resin shell with actual ventilation design, and powers the whole thing on the tough solar power system with zero battery anxiety forever. The things considered include world time, clean analog first design, and a case which is shown to be in use over a decade of actual trail time, not a marketing photo shoot. It does not prevail because it has a spec which no other watch on this list possesses. It prevails because it is the only watch on this list almost everyone who ever buys it never regrets, on the trail or off it. Price, $150-200 new. The triple sensor package, which has been tested and tried over 10 years, and the Pro Trek to which all of the rest of this list is compared.